Going on, buddy? Extra Point Podcast presented by Beauty Counter. Big news today. Richard Sherman, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, found that out early this morning. What are your takes on that? I mean, as a Packer fan, I'm not happy, but you go.
I mean, if there was one place that he can get right and make sure that he can get back to the level of play that he wants to get back to, I mean, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady was the one that reached out to him. I feel like it's too good of a perfect fit for him. Just kind of like how Gronk and especially Antonio Brown's situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost a perfect fit for him, and we'll see. We'll have to see how it goes.
He was pretty good in San Francisco before, some of this stuff happened. He had a couple injuries out there, but he was still very good in San Francisco. And even before he signed with Tampa, I thought he was a Hall of Famer. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but it's just another solid veteran they add to that team. I mean, there's stars at every level. I mean, we all know about the linebackers, Devin White, Levante David, obviously JPP, Shaq Barrett, Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea was a freaking monster. And you add Sherm to the DB room, another solid veteran with Todd Bowles, who's one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. We saw that last year. So it's a squad. They have a squad, and it's just, this is the kind of move you see during like the trade deadline before the playoffs, that kind of thing. But it happens this early. He'll have a couple games here to get right, but it's a big time move for Tampa Bay. And just when you think they couldn't get any better, and after you see them play against the Rams, who might be, their toughest, match this upcoming season. Like a couple days after they lose that game, it's like, okay, we'll get Richard Sherman in there. No worries. Like we're gonna be A-okay. It's like, so now let's see what Tampa is with Sherm, because we saw them without him now. So this is a different Tampa Bay team, I think, with him in there. So big time addition. Let's get ready for this week though. I know we have a game tomorrow night. Jaguars, Bengals. I thought at the beginning of the season, two rebuilding teams. Cincinnati looks very formidable. I mean, looking at them, any team has a chance to win any given Sunday, Thursday, Monday, whatever. Any team can win. Cincinnati looks like a team that can be dangerous on any given day, to be honest with you. Like if Burrow, Jamar Chase, that whole combination is lethal. I mean, look out. Jacksonville, obviously a rebuilding team. Before I let you go, I saw a really cool moment. I think was if it was for Sunday's game, or maybe it was the week before. Urban Meyer was mic'd up. NFL Films caught this. I forgot who he was talking to, but he was talking to one of the guys at the head of the pack before they run out of the tunnel, and he's like, hey, I know this is gonna be maybe a rough year, but hey, I have a big dream. We can turn this whole thing into something special here in Jacksonville. I want you to share that dream with me. And I thought that was super cool. And I don't know if this is going to be Jacksonville's night on Thursday night, but I don't know. What do you think about this game?
I don't think it's going to be Jacksonville's night. I think that the Bengals, they've proven that they can win ball games. I mean, they took down the Steelers, who haven't had a losing season so far, with Mike Tomlin as their head coach. Put the Steelers in dead last in their division, and they're at technically the top of their division right now. So
yeah,
I mean, it's a dangerous squad that not many people predicted. Definitely not I. I can definitely say that I didn't predict them to be where they are right now. Now, within saying that, it's been 3 weeks. We don't know if they've already gone through their entire playbook or not.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, they've won ball games that a lot of people didn't think that they were going to win, between the Vikings and now the Steelers. They ran into a few bad plays against the Bears, which made them lose that game.
And they almost came back, or they
almost came back, and they almost won that one. They're almost 3-0. So I mean, it's definitely a spot that not too many people I would think would have guessed that they would be in right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're staring at 3-1. Very well could be 3-1 at the end of that game, and got a long road ahead for Jacksonville. But there's a lot. They have pieces. Jacksonville does. It's just you got to start getting it together here. But yeah, we're both on the Cincinnati train for that game. I believe we're both picking Cincinnati. And just fantasy tips. like fantasy football, like defenses are like, it's like, it's so defenses are hard to describe because you don't know sometimes how a defense is going to perform. If you're looking for a defense to maybe pick up or something, because that's how you roll with fantasy, like your defense is week to week, pick Cincinnati for Thursday night. That's what I did. Not in our league. I mean, I don't know if I did or not. I'm not going to give you that advice, but I'm not going to share that with you. But I've definitely done that in another league where it's like Thursday night against a bad opponent. Like I picked up Carolina last week against the Texans on Thursday night. They got me 12. So, just a tip, if you're a week to week person with defenses, pick Cincinnati up. Browns Vikings, intriguing matchup for sure. Browns look like they're starting to get together after the blown lead against Kansas City. Vikings could be 3-0. They should be 3-0, but they're 1-2. Who do you like in this game?
I'm taking the Browns on the road.
Okay.
I think that they put a statement out against the Bears last weekend, and the Vikings are riding a high. Now the Browns, you could technically are riding a high, but beating the Bears and having 9.5 sacks or whatever it was, against Justin Fields and that terrible offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to get that again because it sounds like Dalvin Cook. I mean, he practiced with full pads today, so he's probably going to be back for this weekend. Even though the Vikings have Dalvin Cook back, I don't know how much of a difference maker that's going to make for this game.
Trying to ignore the fact that I'm a Packers fan and I want the Vikings to lose. No, look, after watching what the Browns did, the Vikings O-line, I believe, has improved from the last few years. I know they just made Brian O'Neill, I believe, the center, one of the highest paid O-linemen in the game. That Browns front is lethal. It's so freaking good. I mean, Myles Garrett, Clowney, that duo just alone. Of course, I'm blanking on some names right now, but they have a squad, and I think they're gonna really make life miserable for Kirk Cousins. They're not going to get 9 sacks or whatever it was, but I think like you look at Kirk as a quarterback, he's mobile, but not mobile enough. Like you look at I'm going to use the guy over my right, whatever shoulder this is, my right shoulder, whatever. You know how mobile he is. Like even at 37 years old, he's extremely mobile, can go outside the pocket. He does amazing things. Kirk Cousins is 33 or however old he is, 32, not even as close to being as mobile as Aaron is. And I think that's going to hurt him. I mean, it's always going to hurt him when you're not mobile. But I think Myles Garrett and those boys are going to, make life miserable. I mean, I think the Vikings defense is going to do their best to keep the, the Vikings in this game. I don't know. It's inconsistent. They got off to a slow start against Seattle last week, giving up 17 in the first half. Then they got it rolling in the second half. But I like Cleveland.
That's the big part for me is the Vikings defense is just too inconsistent to the point where the Browns offense is very consistent with all their playmakers that they have, even with Jarvis out. I mean, they still have both Hunt and Chubb. They got Odell back. They got Hooper. They got Njoku.
Yeah.
They got Schwartz. I mean, they got many different people that, they're just playmakers on that offensive side.
Yeah. I would say the Vikings, look, who knows? They could go to Green Bay this year and win. They did it last year, but like I know we're playing 17 games this year, but they're like a 9-7 team or whatever it is now, 9-8, 10-7. It's just Dalvin Cook can go nuts. He'll go nuts at some point. He will. He's done it for, in his career here. But I just inconsistent. Inconsistent is the word to describe the Minnesota Vikings. They might make a wild card spot. They might, but in the first round they might get killed because it's just what happens. Or at least, obviously we know they went to New Orleans, whatever, won that. But like I just see inconsistency with Minnesota. They're dangerous, but they're also inconsistent. And that's why I think Cleveland's just got it rolling right now for sure. But we're both on Cleveland. We don't have to spend much time on this next one. Chiefs, Eagles.
Yeah, that's
Chiefs.
they're 1-2, and they feel like they
They're
have
pissed.
to have this bounce back game.
Yeah.
Especially against the Eagles. I mean, if they don't win this game, then
they're in trouble.
There's a lot of concern.
This is like, I'm gonna bring it back to the Packers, but this is like the Lions game for the Packers on Monday night. People were saying, "Oh, what if the Packers lose? Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in Kansas City if the Chiefs lose this game to the Eagles, who are just trying to find their way?" Yeah, we're both in the Chiefs. Should put up a ton. Colts Dolphins. I don't know. I'm going to defer to you. Yeah, you go first. I want to see who you pick.
I'm going to choose the Colts. I think they're going to win this game. I think even though it's Jacoby Brissett's revenge game against the Colts, who let him go, especially in Miami, I think the Colts are going to – I think they'll have a solid game plan set in place. I think they're going to use Jonathan Taylor a little bit more than what they have. They've been trying to rely on two sprained ankle Carson Wentz a little bit too much. Hopefully the Colts can get in the win column. I mean, I enjoy watching the Colts, but this was kind of a toss up for me too. But I'm just gonna go with the team that I want to see win this game.
This is an opportunity for me to get a game back in the standings. Give me the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. I just. It's a Jacoby Brissett revenge game, and I think, the Dolphins displayed a hell of an effort against the Raiders on Sunday. They really did. I do think Brissett's a very quality quarterback. We saw it in New England early on. We saw it in Indy, obviously. Very good quarterback. And Will Fuller's fine. I know he was back. He's been back, but he's finally back. A big deep threat. Jalen Waddle's flashed, a lot of potential. Good thing for my fantasy team in another league. But Myles Gaskin, I think, is very underrated as well. And I think Brian Flores is a hell of a coach. I think Flores and Frank Reich are both kind of in the same category. Like, they're both very good coaches. They just have a tough draw here with, rosters and whatnot. But I think the Dolphins are going to get to 500 here. So I'll look forward to getting a game back in the standings. That's good. Giants Saints. This is a rematch. Remember in 2014 or 15? Remember that big shootout they had with Eli and Drew Brees? It was like 50.
I mean, yeah, but this is two completely different teams at this point.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I saw Giants Saints. I'm like, I remember that game. But yeah, you're right. This is going to be not that.
No, I think the Saints are almost like a 7.5 favorite right now.
Yeah,
and I don't predict this being close.
Mm-hmm. The defense is the strong suit, especially for the Saints. We've seen that early on here. And Giants losing Blake Martinez. Don't know if I think he's the captain. Not sure, but still, very important piece. Tackling machine, done for the year with a torn ACL. That hurts them. This is a team that's already down. I mean, how can you expect to lose to the Falcons at home and then go on the road and beat the New Orleans Saints? A very good defense, very creative offense. Obviously, I think Alvin Kamara is going to go bonkers. Don't look for a crazy Jameis Winston's not going to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. He might throw for 5 touchdowns, but he'll throw for 150 yards. I think they like to pick and choose when they're going to use him, obviously. And I think Kamara is clearly the focal point of the offense. But Sean Payton will be creative. I don't think there's a ton of pressure here. I like the Saints to go 3-1. Yep. Pick the Giants.
I already said I'm going with the Saints.
Oh. Okay, so Travis is picking the Giants. No. Okay. Dang it. Lions, Bears. Well. This is
Go ahead.
I'll go first. I'll go first. I'm gonna pick the Bears. Here. I think the defense is going to rise up. I think Jared Goff, he's played the Bears before in Chicago. Obviously, it was different. It was in was it?
It was like a December game.
And it was
6 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was not. Obviously, it's different. It'll be warmer, obviously. I think Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, Roquan, I think all those guys are going to go off. It'll be a close game. This is not going to be a blowout by any means, obviously. But I think the defense is going to be – I don't know who's starting. We don't know. Nagy will make that decision later on in the week. Could be Nick Foles for all we know. they could bring back Rex Grossman. Never know. But I think the defense is going to be the key here. The Lions are scrappy. MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell has I think the Lions are, moving in the right direction. I think with obviously the hire, I think he's a very good coach, a great motivator. They're just trying to find their way. But I think on Sunday, it's, they're going to be 0-4. And the Bears, I think, are going to not necessarily get right, but they're going to get a much needed win.
The way to beat the Bears defense is play action screens. And if you can build off that, then you can get the run game going.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lions do that very well. I do not trust the Bears offense to do anything past getting 1.1 yards per attempt again. And I'm going with the Detroit Lions.
You kidding me? You're gonna pick against you're picking the Lions.
I hope Nagy gets fired. Spice Adams went on the Pat McAfee show today. I don't know if you watched any part of it.
I did not see that. I didn't see that.
He went on there today, and so they were just talking about the Bears and the entire organization. And Spice Adams, he goes, yeah, this isn't even like a partial construction job right now. This is a full-on construction job that we need to get fixed, and I don't think it's going to be fixed anytime soon.
Do you think a lot of Bears fans out there are – you think they're rooting for the Bears to lose? Yeah.
Almost.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like to root against the Bears. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, with the way that Nagy's been handling this entire situation, with being one of the worst statistical offensive minds in the last 3 years, he is not helping our situation. And unless he gives the play calling to Bill Lazor, the Bears are not going to win this football game. And so with me trying to be unbiased, I'm going with the Lions for this week.
Okay, so I will get 2 games back up on the column, or back up in the column, hopefully. So Bears, Lions, interesting. Panthers, Cowboys. I looked at this game. Panthers are at the Cowboys. It's a noon game from Dallas. I looked at this game and I thought it could still be good. Who knows? Chuba Hubbard stepping in for McCaffrey, obviously not going on IR, but out a couple games with a hamstring. This is a big opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to show, for the DBs especially, to show off, because Panthers love to stretch the field. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, very dangerous. I know Diggs at a pick 6 for the Cowboys against the Eagles, but it's the Eagles. Sorry to all the Philadelphia fans out there, whoever there are any that are watching this. But this is a tougher opponent, I think, offensively. And this is another interesting game, I think, for the Cowboys defense to see if they can, I guess, step up, because I think they've certainly made strides in the last few years. Dan Quinn's done a hell of a job so far.
Which way are you going to go?
I don't know. I know there's no McCaffrey. And the Cowboys, give me Carolina.
You can't even see it, can you?
You disappear. Is that the Declaration of Independence? What is that? No cheat. Oh, okay.
I was trying to show my picks, but I got the Cowboys.
Okay.
I got the Cowboys in this one. I think this is going to be a game where we see that Sam Darnold is not legit. Well, okay. He's not legit to the point where people are like saying, "Oh, Darnold's going to be the next whatever." I mean, I still don't have faith in him. Chuba Hubbard, I believe he was the second best running back in all of the NCAA last year, behind my guy Breece Hall at Iowa State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Breece Hall had the most yards and everything else.
He's elite.
But anyways, Chuba Hubbard is actually legit. I think he'll fit right back into the role of where McCaffrey left off. Don't get me wrong. But I think that the Cowboys defense has finally solidified who they are. and Dak is playing. He's starting to play like Dak Prescott again. So
Yeah.
that Cowboys offense is electric. The Cowboys defense is finding their stride. I don't have too much faith in Sam Darnold, and so I'm picking the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think we've certainly realized that Darnold is clearly in a much better place in Carolina than he was with the Jets.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be. It's a great matchup because again, deep threats. Carolina has, deep threats galore with I think DJ and Robbie. It's just without McCaffrey, can Chuba step up? We'll see. I think he can. Well, I picked him up. I picked him up in fantasy. But I this is a game Dallas should win if they want to be considered among the NFC's best. I don't think they are yet. They've had a great start to the season, but if they want to be part of the elite group, like the Rams, the Bucks, the Packers, this is a game they got to win. This is a game also before we go into the next game. This is a game like I don't mean to keep bringing up the Packers, but like people compare the Packers to the Cowboys a lot because it feels like they're the same. Like their offense is elite. The offense is elite. Defense is a little, skeptical. This is a game the Packers usually would at home, especially they win. It's Aaron Rodgers. Like the defense will rise up. This is a game if people are going to compare the Cowboys to the Packers in terms of that, defense has got to rise up. Offense has got to be elite. We'll see. I think Carolina. I don't think Dallas will be ready for the passing attack. Maybe they will. There's no DeMarcus Lawrence to help the pass rush. I know Micah Parsons seems like he's legit. We'll see though. I like Sam Darnold and the Panthers we'll call it an upset. I know they're 3-0, but I'm gonna pick Carolina on the upset. Texans Bills. Don't have to spend much time going on this. Josh Allen is playing with his hair on fire. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, that's not too much of a question. This is going to be almost a 14-point game in my eyes, 17-point game.
Yeah, Buffalo they've responded so well after the early season. Week 1 is a fluke. Week 1 was definitely a fluke. Titans Jets.
Another situation.
Yeah,
even though Titans. Hey, I will say though, the Titans are probably going to be missing both of their star wideouts. AJ Brown is out for a week or two, and Julio is probably going to be out for this week.
It's all right.
I still like the Titans over the Jets, though, and I still like it to be a 2-score game.
Derrick Henry is going to go ballistic. He'll run for over 400 yards. No, well, he's going to have a big game. He's going to have a big day. It's Josh Reynolds' time for the Titans, but they're going to rely heavily on the King, and he's going to go nuts like he always does. Washington, Atlanta. Falcons got their first win of the year last week against the Giants on the road. Washington got rocked by Buffalo. Washington, I think Washington's defense. This is a get right game for Washington's defense. Atlanta's offense is pretty good, I think. But I think this is a game where Chase Young and the guys are going to come up big time. And Heineke, I think this will be another confidence building game for him.
So this is another one where I will gain another point on you because I'm going to go with the Falcons getting their second win. And I think the Falcons are not finally. I can't really say finally. They got one win last weekend against a poor team in the Giants. But at the same time, it's a win's a win. I mean, it's hard to get a win in National Football League. But I think Atlanta's offense is what carries them. Washington's defense is the worst statistical defense in all of football. I think Atlanta's defense will uphold Washington's offense a little bit more than the other way around. And so I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons at home against Washington.
This is going to be a great week for me. It really is. I'll be back in this race in no time. Cardinals Rams. What a game we have starting. This is the first. Well, they're all around the same time in the afternoon, but this game is 3:05 from LA. Both 3-0 teams, two of the best in the NFC record wise, and they're certainly playing like it offensively. I think the Rams. I think the Rams here. I just think that the Cardinals are obviously their offense is electric, and that's their strong. So I think the defense is still working some things out. I know Chandler Jones Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, Budda Baker, three great players. They have Isaiah Simmons as an emerging linebacker, obviously. But the Rams, though, how can you not pick the Rams after what happened last week against Tampa? They're just so balanced and so elite on both sides of the ball. Stafford's my MVP right now. Elite. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, and this is a big game for them. Another one. Division game. Stafford's going to want to go out and ball again. The Rams defense is going to probably get around Kyler Murray a lot more than what other defenses have, and they're going to have Jalen Ramsey just troll around with DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, it's going to be a dangerous sight.
Oh, so, yeah. What a hell of a matchup. It's going to be great. What if Arizona goes in there and wins, man? I mean, that's got to start looking at Arizona.
That'd be electric. Then we have to really start looking at Arizona just being like, holy cow. But it's right now, I can't see it. I could almost see the Rams going 17-0 more than I can see the Cardinals winning this football game.
Yeah, I would say Arizona, if they were to, like, we obviously have to start looking at them up there with Tampa, with obviously LA Packers. I mean, they would immediately, because I do think their offense is top 3, top 5 minimum. I think they're just that elite. It's just all about the defense. And I mean, big time game for Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt. Got to step up. But again, Rams. I think the Rams. It should be an entertaining game for sure. But I think Rams in the end, defense rises up. Seahawks Niners, another great NFC West late game we have. Niners stewing over that last second loss to the guy over my left shoulder to the fans, my right shoulder looking into the computer. But Seattle's 1-2. This is Russell Wilson's gone down to Santa Clara before and won against a very good team. He's done it many times before. This is a must-win game for Seattle. I think. I mean, I use the term must-win a lot. I know it's early on in the season, but drop down to 1-3, and you haven't even played. This is your first division game. You still got to play a ton of division games, and the division's they're gonna beat each other up. So this is a game Seattle's got to win, I think. Give me the Niners. I think the Seahawks run. I think the Seahawks run defense is abysmal right now. It's not. We talked about this yesterday. I don't know what the problem is. I mean,
there's too many players. There's too many holes to try and patch up right now that they can't even patch up. And they have weapons, but not enough weapons on the offensive side. Their defense is struggling a little bit. The Niners are at home. That crowd is going to be electric, especially for in division game. I'm going to take the Niners. I'm going to say it's a little bit closer than what people will think, but I don't see the Seahawks winning this game.
I do this thing where it's like I look at players and because of their names, it's like okay, they're a big name, so they're going to be good. I think Bobby Wagner's the best linebacker in the game still. Jamal Adams is, again, a very good safety. I don't think he's the best pass coverage safety. I think he's he's kind of a great rover, linebacker. He can rush the passer. I think didn't he have like 8.5 sacks last year or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Something crazy. He's a great all-around defensive player. Quandre Diggs made his first Pro Bowl, I think, last year. So they have players, but other than those, and there's Dunlap too, who's a very good player in Cincinnati for all those years. Other than those guys, though, I just don't see other players stepping up yet. Like KJ Wright is gone. Richard Sherman can't play for them now. So it's more on Russell Wilson's shoulders, and we've seen early on he can't carry it all by himself. So yeah, give me the Niners, especially after last week. Jimmy Garoppolo played very well against the Packers, and I expect him to carry it, into Sunday's game. Another intriguing late game here. AFC, in Denver, the Mile High City, Denver and Baltimore. Ravens are 2-1. Very easily could be 1-2, but they did beat the Chiefs, obviously. Broncos have played arguably the 3 worst teams. Well, not the Giants. The 2 New York teams are two of the worst, but Jaguars rebuilding as well. Never mind. They are the three worst teams. They're 3-0 though. They're at home. Mile High. The Mile High crowd gets electric. Baltimore is the better team. Denver, regardless of who they play, I do believe Denver has a top 10 roster. I know KJ Hamler done for the year. Jerry Jeudy, I do not believe will play. I think he's still out with the high ankle sprain. I think Baltimore takes it here. They squeaked out a win in Detroit on Sunday, but I think Lamar Jackson is gonna have a big day. And it'll be a good game. It'll be I think Broncos are actually favored by 1, I believe. But I like Baltimore. I don't know if I want to call it a shootout, because I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to have, a decent game. He'll have a good game, but I like Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson, his legs are the difference against a very good defense. I just think his legs are going to be the difference.
Playing in Mile High is way different than playing in a lot of other stadiums because of that altitude change.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be something that, Lamar's gonna have to get used to up there. I'm going with the Broncos. I think this is a game where they're gonna make a statement saying, hey, we're legit, we're here. The Ravens barely beat the Lions last weekend. Now, I'm not saying that, the Ravens are not that good.
Yeah.
But I think the Broncos are going to come out and they're going to be like, hey, we're here. And Vic Fangio, he's a defensive coordinator that loves to stop the run first.
Yeah.
So them trying to run over the Broncos is not going to work out too much in their favor. I don't think. We never know. Could happen, but I doubt it. I'm gonna go with the Broncos here.
What if the Broncos do win and the Ravens are sitting there at 2-2? Like, how do you judge? We'll get to that if we get to it, but like, Ravens are sitting there 2-2. You beat the Chiefs, but then you barely beat the Lions. You should have lost, and then you lose to Denver, who is not a bad team if they win, obviously. They're undefeated. They're a good team. It's just like, how do you judge the Ravens then? It's like, you think they're supposed to be a Super Bowl team after beating the Chiefs in a great game, in one of the most important wins we've seen in Baltimore in a while, but then you do this. So I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I think it's just fascinating to think about what if they lose. You actually made me, I'm picking Baltimore cautiously because I like Denver. I want, the Broncos to keep winning, but I'm going to take Baltimore cautiously. Packers, Steelers. You want to take this one first?
I don't think it's much of a game. I think the Packers are going to manhandle the Steelers. I think TJ Watt's still battling with the injury. I don't know if he's going to play or not. I think he is. But, I think Rodgers is just going to go off. Steelers offense has no clue what they're doing right now. You have a Grinch-like grin on your face right now.
I was actually thinking about that as you said that. It's like, the Grinch did that. Yeah. No, I think so too, especially TJ Watt has, I believe it's the groin injury still. He was eliminated in practice. He needs to play. If he doesn't play, it's a wrap for Pittsburgh's. Big Ben, the Packers do have to get after Big Ben. This is an opportunity against an immobile quarterback. We don't know. He has a pectoral injury too. I believe that's where the pectoral up here, collarbone, boob, whatever. No, I think this is a game where the Packers defense again can kind of show, that they are not as bad as everyone thinks they are. Because they had a very good game, I think, in San Francisco, regardless of how many points they gave up. Aaron and Devontae are gonna do their thing. Showtime. Aaron Jones, gonna go off. The offense. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. We all know what he does, and he said yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, he said it was a bad night for the Aaron Rodgers doesn't care campers. So Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, still the legend, still the GOAT in my eyes, obviously, in your eyes too. I believe you've said that multiple times. I don't know, but the offense runs through Aaron Jones. It like, you can always count on Aaron Rodgers to show up, but it runs through Aaron Jones. This is certainly. It's the best trio in the game, and Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams are maybe the best skill position duo in the game as well. I certainly believe that. And this is going to be a game. It's a formidable opponent. Mike Tomlin, I'm sure, will have his guys ready. The defense has got to step up, but I think in the end, Aaron Rodgers is going to do what he does. And if they shut down Devontae Adams, Aaron will find Alan Lazard, your boy. He'll find MVS. Actually, we'll see if MVS goes. He has a believe it's a hamstring injury, but regardless, they'll find guys to step up. If it's Randall Cobb, it's Randall Cobb. But Packers, I think, will step up and win this game. And hey, fun fact, this is the first time Aaron Rodgers has played the Steelers since the 2010 Super Bowl. He has never played the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. It's the only team that has, he's never faced at home. So I think it's an interesting factoid.
Another part is Steelers are probably missing Deontay Johnson again.
Yeah. Juju's got ribs.
Although, is your boy Kevin King going to be starting this game?
So he had an illness. He was out Sunday night, and then he's on it's weird, injury report with a concussion. He didn't practice though. So I don't know how you get a concussion after not, maybe I saw that he wasn't practicing. So I don't know how you get a concussion without practicing. I don't know what the deal is. But if he's not, Eric Stokes, to all the people out there who saw the PIs, they were not 50-50 if he calls. Eric Stokes is a big time player. He's going to be a big time player for sure, and he can ball. And I'm hoping he gets the start because it's a very good receiving core. If they're healthy anyway. But it's another good test, and I think Eric Stokes will be ready for it. I love that guy, and so far he's been balling. So in the Packers, an opportunity for their defense to step up once again. Sunday Night Football. This is what we've been waiting for ever since Tom made the decision to move down to Tampa Bay. Buccaneers, Patriots. There's going to be no, Tom's not expecting a homecoming. He's not expecting, he's just not expecting. Oh yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, he's going to say that like he's not expecting a nice home. Like they're going to clap for him. I'm sure. I think people are expecting them to boo him. I think loyal fans like. You can't. You shouldn't. I would like if Aaron Rodgers left. Of course, I wouldn't boo him, and I'm sure people feel that way about Tom Brady, obviously in Boston.
Shoot, he won them 6 championships. Why would you boo the guy?
Yeah, he was part of this team. Yeah, he was part of the team that won 6 championships. Yeah, whatever. Tampa should win this. I would love to see New England win. I'd love to see Bill win because I think again he's greatest coach ever, and I love Mac Jones. That would be crazy. But I think. This is, Tampa should win this game. I think by handily, I mean like 7 to 10 points at least.
I agree. I don't think this is going to be too. I don't think it's going to be as good of a game as it's hyped up to be. But
yeah.
Oh well. I think. It's going to be more emotional than it is going to be a great game.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
No, James White. James White's done for the year. I believe it's a hip. That's other news, and they're gonna have to rely on Damian Harris, and I'm sure they're missing Sony Michel right about now, Rex Burkhead. They're missing all those guys. I know Julian Edelman doesn't play running back, but I'm sure Bill Belichick would love to see Jules come back and play the slot. That'd be interesting. But I know a lot of the Patriots guys will be back. I think Julian will be at that game, and I think he compared it to like going to was it like a family barbecue or something and seeing your 2 divorced parents, like you don't know, whatever. This is going to be, it's going to be electric, and NBC and ESPN, all these people are going to make a big deal about it. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see him run out of the tunnel and, do his fist pump, let's effing go. But when it comes to the game, there's going to be a lot of tears, and it's going to be from Patriots fans because the game is not going to be close. Raiders Chargers. I was excited to see this game on the schedule. Where are you pointing at? Oh. I was gonna say, like, do you have Derek Carr? Is he sitting next to you? No, like it's gonna be a good game. Obviously, both these teams. I know the Chargers have the one loss, but beating the Chiefs, Raiders are 3-0. Derek Carr, MVP candidate. This is a coin flip of a game. Chargers are at home, but the Raiders are the Raiders are tough. They're tough. That's what they are. I don't know. I don't know. I would say Chargers at home. I know their fan base. They don't really have. Well, they do have a fan base. I was going to say I was thinking to myself, they were playing in the old soccer stadium, but they're playing in their big stadium. I forgot about that. Chiefs. Why did I just say the Chiefs? Chargers. Excuse me. Chargers. Herbert is going to go ballistic. I think the Raiders defense has improved. Ngakoue, Max Crosby, that's a very nice edge duo. Casey Hayward's a great cornerback they have. KJ, did I say KJ Wright? Whatever. KJ Wright, great linebacker. I just think Herbert, especially, you go to Kansas City, you beat that team, you got to come home and get a win. That's how it should work. You shouldn't lose to the Raiders after putting forth that performance. Mike Williams going to go off. Keenan Allen's a stud. Eckler, bell cow. Give me the Chargers.
Especially against the top team in your division right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a game that Raiders are going to be like, oh, crap, and they're going to get knocked down a pedestal, and then they'll pick it right back up. But I think this is a game where the Raiders finally lose, and the Chargers are going to win at home. And I think Herbert's going to go nuts. I think Joey Bosa is going to go absolutely ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derek Carr's going to have to throw for 500 yards. Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers.
So I look forward to gaining how many games back up on you? We picked different
5 different ones this week.
Oh, this is great. I'm down 5 games, right? I believe I am.
I'm
27 and 21. You're
32 and 16.
Yeah. So Ravens beat the Broncos. That'd be nice. Washington beats the Falcons. Panthers beat the Cowboys. Bears beat the Lions. And then Dolphins beat the Colts, right? I think so.
I mean the other way around, but yeah.
Okay, shut up. So we'll just see. It's going to be another interesting Sunday. I don't know. What do you got planned? What do you got planned the rest of the week? How am I asking? I don't care.
This weekend is homecoming here, so gonna be a fun weekend.
Where's college game day this weekend?
Great question.
Why am I forgetting? I don't know. I thought about the Iowa State game, whatever it was a couple weeks ago.
Is it the Wisconsin-Michigan game?
No, that's where the Fox group goes. They go. Gotta look this up. We should integrate more college football into this. Because college football gets interesting or not. Whatever your decision.
I just don't follow it. I just don't follow it as much. I follow my teams, and that's about it.
Interesting. It's not Arkansas. Is it Arkansas, Georgia? Arkansas is number 8. Georgia's number 2. But the game's at 11 a.m. It could be that.
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay. I mean, there's some great games. I mean, there's Notre Dame, Louisville. There's Notre Dame, Cincinnati, 7 versus a 9 from Notre Dame. Michigan, Wisconsin should be close. There's number 12. I don't know if this will be a good game, but Mississippi, Ole Miss at Alabama should be great. Baylor, Oklahoma State, 2 ranked teams. Auburn, LSU, great matchups for sure. So that's why I love football. A lot of great matchups. Wow. Gerald McCoy tests positive for PEDs. Gonna miss 6 games when he returns. Raiders. Yeah. Another reason to pick the Chargers. Raiders lose a good defensive tackle. So that stinks for you. I'll be get another game up on you. Anyway, we're on time.
The Chargers.
You chose the. Sorry, I've lost. I don't take notes. I'm kidding. I do take notes, but I disregard. I disregard everything you say.
Right there. They're all different. I wrote down where they're different too.
Okay.
And you can't see it, otherwise they'll just blend right in.
It's a treasure map. It's a treasure map. I was scrolling through the TV on the Monday. I don't know. Maybe it was Sunday night, and I saw National Treasure was on. I think it's so funny when Nicolas Cage, when they go, it's the first one, when they go down under the subway and they're looking at it. Wait, you've seen National Treasure, right? I'm not. Okay, good. So he looks at the entire, the entire basement, whatever it is, and he's like, this is the same way they built the pyramids and the Great Wall of China. And his eyes are he's so funny. It's so dramatic, classic Nicolas Cage. I'm hoping they make a third one. But I heard it could be like Area 51, something like that. I believe if that is the case. I am excited for the new Indiana Jones movie that comes out next summer, though. Are you an Indiana Jones fan?
I am, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of it.
So have you read into it, or have you? I think it could be something involving the space race, because
Yeah.
I believe the timing of it in the Crystal Skull, which came out in 2008, 9. I remember going to see that multiple times with my father. Um, but that was like with the Russians. It was like 1956, 57. This is like obviously 13, 14 years later. So this will be like 71, 70. This is like during the Cold War. So yeah, it could be the space race, which would be really interesting. We all know he's going to get into some fight with some bigger dude and he's going to kick his ass because that's what Indiana Jones does. But yeah, we'll see. A lot of great stuff coming out. Did you watch The Mandalorian? I know we talked about The Mandalorian. I've asked you this thousands of times. I don't know why it came into my mouth. It came out of my mouth. But are you a Mandalorian fan? No. Okay. Well, I was The Mandalorian. I don't know when the next season comes out. I think it comes out after Christmas. But the Book of Boba Fett comes out December 29th on Disney Plus. I know you don't have Disney Plus. Get it. They should come out with it before I hang up. They should come out with a new Harry Potter show because they've done it with Disney Plus with all these new shows off these great movies. I know.
I think the movie series is too good to even try.
Yeah, I know. Like,
plus that'd be a hard one. That'd be a hard one to try and like create just a random TV series for.
Yeah, they have the Harry Potters, and then you have like the Crimes of or the Fantastic Beasts stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of those. I haven't. I saw the Crimes of Grindelwald, but like you're right, it would be tough. The only way they could do it is like go into like a character's backstory or after Hogwarts. The only book of J.K. Rowling's set that they didn't make a movie on was The Cursed Child, which is like after Harry Potter when Harry sends his kids to Hogwarts. Basically involves them trying to like save Cedric Dick. Remember Robert Pattinson in The Goblet of Fire ends up dying, like Voldemort's back, and Cedric's father wants Harry to save Cedric, like go back in time and save him. He doesn't want to though, and the kids end up for some reason trying to go back in time, and it messes everything up, that kind of thing. But I'd love to see them bring it back because I miss Harry Potter. It's been 10 years since they made a movie and 20 years since the first one. This is the year 20th anniversary of Sorcerer's Stone. So whatever. But this is what the show's about: football and films, movies, pop culture references. It's great. Anyway, though, I gotta go because I have no other reason. I just feel like I should probably hang up because I've been rambling. I'll see ya.
Yeah, catch it.